say that we walked along the place that you promised me you'd take me one day. The place I felt so far, but you taught me how beautiful our life is. What home is. Do you remember the gift that you gave me that day? Since then, when I see a globe, it reminds me of my sweet home. No matter how far the distant brings our souls together, and it makes me feel so lonely. You fill my empty heart. It's starting to get heavier and heavier, but I will try to walk along. I think about you. Memories fall into the dark, and that day melts through my fingers. Should I say goodbye to the past right now? I tried to pull the door, but it was broken without a keyhole. Without my voice, I yelled and yelled. Without a single person in the space, my words were never heard.
All right, let's beat the game today. Let me double check everything. Okay. I went to bed so late. I wrote down my script, and I was like, fuck, why is it 4 pages? Getting, or like, I think it was either 4 pages or 4.5. It's gonna be a long video. And then when I finished typing it out, I looked at the time and I was like, fuck, and it's 1:30 a.m. Or no, it was 1 a.m. But I still needed to record one of my deadlock replays for the background stuff. And like I was like, well, because I was thinking if it was gonna be a 7-minute video, I was like, okay, it's no big deal. I just have to record like 10-15 minutes worth of like just get like some like early lane phase or whatever. No big deal. It's like fuck, 15 minutes? That would basically mean, for a 15-minute video, I was like, fuck, that would probably mean I would have to record like basically an entire match or whatever, because I usually farm for a long time. I just think like, I don't know, watching someone just shoot jungle minions is not fun. Especially like, I think that game specifically, I think I chopped out. I was farming a lot, but I was juiced. I farmed so much, I was juiced for the team fights. Did I spin? Yeah. Alright. Shit. Alright, okay. So we are still at the trial. Maya's gonna be on the witness stand. I want to review everything first. So, yesterday, we didn't really get any new evidence, did we? We pretty much just established that Maya... Or there's a lot of fuckery going on that night, basically. But we still haven't, like... We confirmed there was some fuckery going on that night, especially on the inner temple side. Iris is generally innocent, right? And then Maya channeled Dahlia, but Dahlia thought she was channeled by Pearl, and then whatever. But we never really established who killed, Misty Faye, because we kind of thought that Dahlia killed Misty Faye, but Dahlia was like, well, I just kind of assumed. No, because she was like, no, I was being channeled by Misty Faye, and I died, basically. Like, someone stabbed me as I was being channeled by Misty Faye. So I couldn't kill Misty Faye because I didn't stab myself, essentially. But she was claiming that she got stabbed by a dagger, right? But the problem is, the cane is the murder weapon that Misty Faye was holding around. We don't know... Only... How do I word this? Only... I guess at the time of the murder, only Misty Faye knew that this was the weapon. So how did she end up having this sword impaled into her own body when she died? So that means someone else knew that there was that this staff was a sword. And then clearly it's probably not Maya. Because, I mean, Dahlia said that she got stabbed by a dagger. And we're also analyzing this dagger right here. Because, I mean, I guess did Maya get stabbed? I think she got off clean. So this is someone else's blood. Shit. Flung my straw. But I mean, in terms of blood, this has to be Misty Fae. I don't think Maya got stabbed. This has to be Misty Fae's blood. Yeah, I don't know. Alright. Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier. Oh, of the knife. Yes, test. On the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree. I mean, it has to be Misty Fae's blood. Oh yeah, that. I didn't forget about it. That's the weapon that Maya Faye used when she fought with the victim. So what are the results? Was it the victim's blood, or... Due to time constraints, a full test wasn't possible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood. Huh. So not Misty Fae. That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So if it's not the blood of Misty Fae, then it's either Maya or Pearl. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it? Doesn't match the victim's. Well, okay, so when you channel, if you're Misty Fae, you channel Dahlia. The blood would still be Misty Fae's, right? Like, if Misty / Dahlia got stabbed, the blood would still be Misty, right? So she didn't get stabbed. Or she... I don't know. I'm sure both the defense and prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claim. I understand, Your Honor. From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly. Physically speaking. She got stabbed? Agreed. Arrow, please bring in the last witness. Oh no. Witness, please tell us your name and profession. Maya Faye. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices. Maya. According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Korean channeling technique. I'm frightened. The Faye clan, I don't want any more to do with it. Oh, Maya. The pain the Faye bloodline caused must be unbearable. Well, to be fair, there's only 2 left, so... And it's just Pearl and Maya, and they love each other, so it should be fine now. Very well. Well, and I guess Iris. But she seems cool. Now then, Miss Faye. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the Inner Temple. And... you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Diexnim's murder. Is this correct? I didn't see any... Straighten up this instant, young lady. Huh? Pick up your head and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. But Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole time, right? You've seen the witness come and out, and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. You know, now that I think about it, he hasn't really been drinking coffee that much. Kinda weird. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? It's like another case, he's chugging coffee left and right. Now I don't think I've even seen him drink a cup. Witness, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me," and something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost conscious. Something warm. Like what, gravy? So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been the staff. Maya, the person who hit you, it was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. Seems that it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. I was passing through the garden on the way to the spare room when it happened. Who else was on the inner temple Who else was on the inner temple side that night? Well, Sister Bikini, of course. But I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well. On the day after the incident, Edgeworth met Bikini at Hazekura Temple. I mean, she couldn't be the criminal. So then, did Iris actually come later like she said? Well, let me think. She seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired. No, I'm sure I didn't see her. Oh. She must have come while I was preparing for the training. Interesting. Suddenly someone struck me over the head. Who did it? Who hit you? Well... I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind. You didn't see the person. But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was? Oh. Let me think for a sec. I'm sorry, I just can't remember. Maya's really having a hard time. What should I do? I guess we'll press harder. No big deal. It's only Maya. Come on, Maya, this isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person? Well, let me think. It was, oh yeah, that's right. It was dark, that's it. It was dark? It's not good to have too much light around when someone's undergoing spiritual training. Come to think of it, there was earlier testimony to that effect as well. So it was dark. No? Didn't they say they always have the light on when someone's going through spiritual thing? So it was dark in the garden on the night of the crime, which is why she didn't see her attacker. I thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely a spirit that was channeled by Elise Dixon, Dahlia Hawthorne. But is it really? Very well, please continue with your testimony. Do I have some? Was not lit. Okay, well I thought it's supposed to be lit when someone's undergoing training, but... What happened after you struck on the head? I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. What happened afterwards? My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape, I think. You think? After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic. There was only two things rolling around in my mind at the time. Well now, this is beginning to get interesting. So what were the two things rolling around your mind? My name is Maya Fey. 1 + 1 = 2. What? You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. My name's Maya Fey, 1 + 1 = 2. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was. That's not at all. Your actions are understandable given the circumstances. So, what did you do then? Why was she afraid of memory loss? I mean, I guess she did get hit in the head. I think I screamed help me. Wait, what do you mean I think? You think you screamed, but you're not sure. Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits. Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that it was my last hope. Wow, it really sounds like poor little Maya was really out of her mind. I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press her for details? Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? What? What do you mean by your last hope? No. That's what you said. You said my last hope. Huh? What? I said what? Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see, and you screamed, right? You screamed, help me. Yeah. But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope. Oh, well, you know, that's like... What do you call it when that happens? Like last resort, I think. Maya's not doing so well up there. Oh, yeah. That's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. To Iris? Whoa, what did you say? Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming for help. Wait. So she could see the person behind, but she couldn't see the person right in front of her. What is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. Huh? Witness, are you absolutely sure what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person? I meant to keep that part a secret. What? Oh no. Is that Pearl? Ah. Takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say. A ton of pressure. You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber. Witness, the information you just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony. I could see a man behind my... A man? I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern. Wait, light of the stone lantern. So the lantern's lit now. A man. Who was this man? Well, you see, I couldn't see. You couldn't see. She used this excuse twice now. Well, you know, lantern light isn't very bright. Lantern light, did you say? There's a great big stone lantern in the garden. They always light it when an acolyte's in there for training. Yeah, that's what I thought. So how can you not see the attacker? You know what they say, under the lantern, darkness reigns. So I could see the person that was further away, but not my attacker, who was closer. I mean, I guess I could see that. Plus, there weren't any other light sources in the garden at the time. And something warm splashed over me. Splash? Like hot water? You don't mean... Was it... I didn't know at the time, but I think it was probably blood. Oh. Wait, so that means... She was backed against the wall, staring at Misty Faye slash Dahlia, and then there was a man behind Misty Faye that probably stabbed Misty Faye, and then the blood went all over Maya, and then she passed out. And then the crime scene was tampered. Hey Dogga, how you doing? That must have been what happened. She hasn't said anything about picking up a dagger. Probably blood. She's saying that that's when Miss Deuxnim, who was channeling Dahlia, was stabbed in the back by the killer. Doing good? Nice. At that moment, I was paralyzed with fear. I was just sitting there in the snow. I'm sure blood got on everything around me. That's when I lost conscious. So what happened next? I don't remember. How were you saved? You don't even remember that. No, I haven't gotten any idea. I really don't know what happened at all. That's too bad. I've worked side by side with Maya for 2 years now. I can tell when she's trying to hide something by how she acts. And right now, I'm absolutely certain she's hiding something. She knows who the man is. Well, I'm not really sure what to present, though. Let me go through this. I was passing through the garden on the way to despair when it happened. I got hit on the head. I stumbled, ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me." I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern. And that's where she said, "Help me." Or two. Then something, blood splashed over me. That's when I lost conscious. Hold on, is this trial day 3? I believe so. Because it was Edgeworth day 1. And that's when he went after... Oh, this is day 2. Day 2, like, but part 2, I think. Yeah, because Edgeworth went on Bikini and Larry Butts, and then Phoenix went at Dahlia. This is right after Dahlia. So now we have Maya on the witness stand. So, I guess this is day 2. Day 2, part 2. See a man by the line of a stone lantern. But it was not lit though, right? So... But it was lit though. So I'm pretty sure my evidence is wrong, but... Let's see. Objection! So there's a man standing behind your attacker. Yeah. That man, he's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Davixnip, otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother. The killer? Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she is in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony. Huh? What do you mean? What problem? Maya, on the night of the crime, the stone lantern was out of commission. Huh? What? It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. No! So, it was probably not a man. Order in the court. Mr. Godot, explain this. Wait, no, Iris... No, wait, Iris's testimony... That wasn't Iris, that was Dahlia. That was Dahlia talking about the incident from a third-person perspective. So we don't even know who the third person was. Add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee. Stirred. That is the state of the witness's mind, alright. A cup of café au lait. I don't know what that means. Café au lait? Is that even legal? Mr. Trite's words are the milk, and you are the spoon. Your Honor. I'm a spoon? I'm no spoony bard, I'll have you know. You must not have noticed it, or you must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Yeah, makes sense. Sorry, but that's not going to cut it. I know, Maya, I'm allowed to do this. What did you say? If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony. Nick, may I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker, and she quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, that would have mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker. No! It could be Pearl. Order! What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Actually, yeah. Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under pitch black conditions? Objection! Trite, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene. Objection! That's true. There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. Like... Maya, did you see who the killer was in the dark? And now, you're trying to cover for him. For him? Cover? For the man that killed her mother. There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is. Man. That you can see in the dark? Like what, he's just like... luminescent or something? I don't know anything, please, I'm begging you. You talk a good game, Trite, but let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff. No, Nick, don't. Please, stop. Maya is dead set on protecting this guy, the man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. Alright, Mr. Wright, time to show us what you've got. Who was this person that you say Miss Faye saw in the darkness? Some dudes. I mean, like, there's no guys there. Larry? I mean, I guess you could see his mask, right? In the dark? But why would he be there? A prosecutor shrouded in mystery. He seems to know me somehow. This is the final case. So if Godot's gonna be introduced to the case, I mean, it's gotta be now, I guess. Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes? What? But do you propose to... How do you propose to show us something like that? It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. Yeah, just turn off the lights. Conditions? Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all lights in this courtroom be turned off. What? This is... But it can't be. Damn. That was a nice bit of deduction. Right. Damn, so he was there. Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder. Prepare for insanity? Bro, I'm just trying to think, how the fuck is he there as well? Order, order, order. Wait, you know what? Is that why he couldn't be there on day one of the trial? Because he was also stuck on Inner Temple side of the bridge? Huh. Prosecutor Godot, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it? Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean by that? If you've got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night? Was it 3 glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question. Why does she want to protect him, though? You're wrong. I never saw that. Maya, I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason. What? Witness, Mr. Wright, what the... Stop your chattering, Your Honor. Chattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Alright. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but... When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit and the body was gone, and all of the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. Oh, lame excuse. So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to think that the killer was a man. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor, No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Godot said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. So I still have to tie all of that to Godot, right? Wait, he also can't see the blood. Well, let me think. What possibly... So if Godot is the killer, killed Misty Faye, why does he do it? Probably just for... Actually, that's a good question. Because I'm assuming it has to tie something with Armando, which is either him or his brother. But the thing is, Dahlia killed Armando. I don't know. Why would he kill Misty Faye? I would understand killing, like, Morgan Faye. Oh, wait. Actually. Misty Faye channeled Dahlia Faye. And so he was like, oh, fuck this bitch. Probably. Maybe he was surprised that it was Misty Faye channeling Dahlia. I don't fucking know. When I came to, I was just lying there on the training floor. So, you lost conscious when you were in the garden, is that right? Yes, I think. I think it happened when the victim was stabbed. So then the person that carried you into the inner temple, it could only have been the killer. Okay. So he protected her, in a sense. That's what I think too. So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple. Or, plot twist, Pearl did all of it. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. I don't know. And also, Iris didn't want to tell us who called her phone to, like, take care of the body. And Dahlia didn't know about the pendulum thing. So, Godot worked with Iris? It looks like she doesn't have enough confidence. I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her. The torches were lit and the body was gone. The torches were lit. Yes, that's how I noticed that the whole scene had changed. I'm going to say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be? The killer probably lit them, since it would be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. True. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the person that was in the inner temple, Maya. Well, the killer was definitely trying to protect Maya, so if the body was in the inner temple side, then all the blame would be put on Maya. That's what Dahlia said. Initially, right? Which is why the body had to be transported. Finish about the crime scene. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow. It did look really odd. Yeah, it did actually. The snow was removed in an unnatural looking rectangular shape around the lantern. I guess this is where all the blood was. There's a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're really heavy, way too heavy for me to use. An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away? Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say there was a lot of the victim's blood sprayed onto the snow? Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered. In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation. Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it, yeah, also hide the blood with Maya's name on it. And Godot was surprised that there was blood on the stone, on the thingy. Because he can't fucking see the color red. There's no need to remove that amount. That's true. He could have scooped up the snow that was stained with blood. Oh, because he also couldn't see the blood. He was just like, well, I know there's blood here, but I can't see it, so I'll just scoop up whatever. It looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue, but I think this will help explain them. Hi, I'm Dangerous Tiny Rat here. Oh, don't worry, I set up mouse traps. With some big fat cheese rolls on them. Since the person did all that, I can only assume that it was a man. Yeah, that is a fair deduction, actually. You're saying that you never saw the killer, right? Yes. But earlier, you very clearly stated that you saw a man behind your attacker. Nick, I'm sorry. The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on. Okay, and then I have to go here. By the time I got back to the garden, the place totally changed. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something. You did? Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake, yeah. I think so too. What? Hiding it for you? Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden, she may have thought that you had done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened. Yes, I'm sure of it. Well, that's certainly an important piece of evidence, or a piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. I think it was for my sake that the killer cleaned up the evidence of what happened. They did it for your sake. Well, if the body and the blood hadn't been removed, I would have immediately been the prime suspect, right? Yes, I suppose that's true. Yeah, and if that happened, the body would have caused some other problems too. If her real identity had come out, then it would have been trouble. Or it would have been terrible. Master of Kurain killed by own daughter. I don't think Maya would have been able to handle it. But still, it's rather difficult to fathom the killer's motives. What reason is there to go through that much trouble to protect you? Okay, well, even though he did a somewhat good job cleaning up, he's still fucked up. Because there's blood on the temple, and Godot was surprised that there was when he presented this evidence to the court. Objection! The body of Elise Dixonym was carried all the way to Hazakura Temple's courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime, the snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. And it's reasonable to believe that all of this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd. Oh? What would that be? You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godot. It's the message written it's the message written in blood on the lantern. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe the writing off the lantern? Oh, you're right. Order. But, Mr. Wright, isn't the fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Yes, indeed, but it doesn't make sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow, then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing. Objection! But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Yeah, I do. It's you. Why would this killer move the body and remove all the snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern? I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's the fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it. It was a mistake. Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on the lantern? The killer didn't notice it. Prosecutor Godot, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought. The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it. But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that. You're right. There is no way any normal person would. What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether. And who would that be? Who is the person that have failed to notice the bloody writing? It's obvious. Mr. Godot, this is what you said yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. You can't see everything? Is that correct, Mr. Godot? This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented. This lantern? There's something written on it. Why, it's written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle. Mr. Godot just admitted, there are certain colors you can't see, correct? You can't see red on white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before, during the poisoning case at Tribulations. Oh yeah, that too. This is the apron of the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Somehow spilled coffee on it. And the maske thing. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red. Ah, it's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them? So then, Mr. Godot, you're admitting it? You're admitting that you can't see the red writing on the lantern. This case is so good. Dude, this thing has layers. I don't think I've activated this many brain cells before. Hey, Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea. I don't think red tea even exists. I wasn't sure about it until now, but I just can't believe it was Prosecutor Godot that's the murderer. But there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. Mr. Godot, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Dixon, also known as Miss Misty Fang. It's hard to believe this may be true, however, once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink, Gramps. Come on, how does a little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name written there. Objection! I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red. This is rich. You go on, Wright. The answer is right there at the crime scene. In the snow? Snow, how so? Well, for example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not take out just that small area? Yes. Why didn't he just take that area? Oh, could it be... Yes, the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow. And so he had to remove all of the snow for precautions. He couldn't be sure where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area. Objection! Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark? Now, if you go back to my testimony, the torches are lit. The torches were all lit. He would have been able to see just fine. It seems that once again, this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Godot? Wait just a minute. Maya, what is it, witness? Mr. Godot isn't the killer. After all, he didn't even come to the inner temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that old bridge got fixed up. But he also wasn't present until that bridge got fixed up. Objection! Maya. You can't testify to something like that. What do you mean? I may not look like it, but I'm... Eek! After the murder happened, you didn't even exist. Because she was in the cavern. She didn't? I'm afraid I don't follow. Are you senile, old man? We established this a little while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne. True. And that too. Oh, that's right. But please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me. Maya, do you plan to cover for Godot no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her. Ah, nicely done, Wright. Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the Inner Temple after the murder. Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling, and my spirit left me. As it were. But little Pearly was there at the Inner Temple, too. Uh-huh. But she had nothing to do with any of this, right? Pearly was also stuck on the Inner Temple side that night. Wait, how does she know, actually? The next morning, she looked around, but couldn't find anyone. Wait, how does she know this? The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time. Wait, what? He found Pearly first, and cheered her right up. Who is this Pearly? That's my little cousin, Pearl Faye. So when did you hear about this? Oh, just a while ago, when I was in the medical office. Wait, so it's just like a second-hand, I forgot the word. I'm terribly sorry, but what you heard from someone else is simply not, admissible as testimony. Exactly. What? Come on. Pearly would never tell a lie. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath. Ah. The prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness. Mr. Godot, let's just move on to the cross-examination, if the defense has no objections. This is highly unusual, but, well, Mr. Wright, let's get this cross-examination started. Alright, so this is just a second-hand, what's the word I'm looking for? Second-hand, I forgot. Second-hand something. Okay, I was confused, because at first I thought she was saying it from her side, or her perspective. Pearly was also stuck on the Inner Temple that night. The next morning she looked around but couldn't find anyone, so this is when the bridge was still broken. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time. He found Pearly first and cheered her right up. For the first time. Was it Edgeworth the first one to go across? I'm pretty sure Edgeworth was supposed to be the first one to cross the bridge. I believe it was... Edgeworth Gumshoe? I think we only saw Godot when we made it inside the Inner Temple. I could be wrong now. It was a while ago. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So where did you think Pearl slept that night? In the spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess. There's a rule that you can't enter the training hall during an acolyte's training. But even so, why did she go to the Inner Temple in the first place? It seems that Pearl became very worried about Maya. She knew that the spiritual training I was about to undergo was very intense. Rose was supposed to channel Dahlia Hawthorne, but she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to Inner Temple. However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there. When we got there, right? Fuck, dude, my timeline's fucked up now. Whatever. What keep doing? Possessing the body of Elise's Dagsnim. Yeah, the first day. I don't know why I showed that picture. The next morning, she looked around and couldn't find anyone. She searched the entire Inner Temple side, end to end. So she didn't see the crimes... Did she not go to the garden? Well, you see, Pearly gets pretty scared when she's alone, and there weren't that many places to look. She says that she even went back and forth several times. The inner temple side has 2 structures, a training hall and a spare prep room. And there's also a storage shack, I think. That's about it. There's also a storage shack. Rose was looking for other people, right? Would she have really examined a storage shack all that carefully? Well, if it was me, that would be the first place I would you wouldn't investigate shit. So that means it's possible that someone may have been hiding in the storage shack. Yeah, Godot. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. Rose didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge. What do you mean? I was just wondering why she would stay in the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and wait at the foot of the bridge. Oh, well, Pearly said she was sleeping at the time. She said she was so scared during the night that she couldn't sleep and, well, woke up a bunch of times. Poor little girl, all alone like that. Well, we know that she had at least one friend in the sacred cavern. Yeah, stuck. Dahlia Hawthorne, who was busy battling with the trick lock. She couldn't let anyone see her, so she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls. What happened after the bridge was finally fixed? That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the inner temple for the first time. Which couldn't be true. So it was your first time on the inner temple side, Mr. Godot. That's funny. Am I imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question? Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness. What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor. Touché, Mr. Wright. Oh well, what do you have to say, Mr. Godot? Hot nights and even hotter coffee. That's what I always say. I don't know what that means. If it hadn't been for this case, I never would have visited there. A freezing cold temple in the mountains? I think I'll pass. So he had never visited Hazikura Temple or the Inner Temple, huh? Well, I saw him in the training room, though. Ah, you want to say something, Trite? In any case, I have to find a crack in Godot's armor. While I cross-examine Maya, that is. Very well, please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Inner Temple side, right? Yes, then Mr. Godot... He found Pearly first and cheered her right up. So why would he go to the prep room first instead of the training hall? Because if it was me, I'd go straight for the training hall, see said cavern, check on Maya. But he went to the prep room. Interesting. He cheered her up. That's what Pearly said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godot. And here I was thinking that you were nothing more than a coffee addict. Ah, cut it out. You're making me blush. This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves. In more ways than one. The truth is, there aren't that many places to look in the Inner Temple side. The policemen were all busy going over the garden with fine-toothed combs. So I decided to carry out an investigation my own way, Godot style. I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own way, judge style. Maybe I should ask him questions. Phoenix style. Yeah, Godot's investigation. You said that you conducted an investigation on your own. Did you find anything? It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, Trite. After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern. Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles. The only odd thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall. Iris? No. Ooh. Beauty. Misty fade, naturally. Wait, what? Oh, the scroll. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and a robe of Western tastes. Western taste? Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy? Wait. Is he able to see through gravy? Or is he recounting this scroll before Gravy was thrown. So from there you headed for the prep room. Wait a second, what did Godot just say? I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one important instance here. Where was Godot when the murder was taking place? The garden. He must have already been at the inner temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed Elise Dix in him. Wait. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's it. Like, he's recounting when the Gravy wasn't on that thing. Obvious. I mean, that didn't really add to his testimony. Well, this is secondhand account testimony. Where would I even present the scroll? Well, let me do this. Let me press the other option. See if that adds testimony. So you cheered up Pearls. When I found that little girl, the first thing she asked about was her cousin Maya Faye. Really? The bridge had burned down and she was huddled up in that tiny shack with no heat, even though she must have had a truly terrifying night out there. She asked about you before she said a thing about herself. Pearly, I noticed that you weren't anywhere in the inner temple side, but I couldn't find it in me to tell her that, so I gave her my last cup. You gave her coffee? With milk and sugar, okay. To hide the bitterness of the harsh truth. Oh. So he just lied to her. Oh, what a sweet story. Pearls, yeah, dude, she's traumatized. She had nothing to do with this. Dude, this is trauma. So he had a thermos of coffee. Why doesn't that surprise me? There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot when the murder was taking place? In the garden, right? He must have already been at the inner temple when it happened. Otherwise, yeah. I mean, I don't know how I would present the scroll, though. That's the problem. I didn't add a... I'll see if this works. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's kind of weird. Mr. Godot, the first time he crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the inner temple was long before the murder took place. Why do you say that? Because he just made one fatal slip-up. A hanging scroll in the training hall. Hanging scroll. But, Mr. Godot's right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother. Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired, 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looks like this. Why, that's what's that wonderfully delicious smell? The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy. Gravy? But why gravy, Nick? Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godot, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye. Wait a minute, Nick. Yes? Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look at the top. There's a crest there. Ah, that. It's the mark of the master, correct? Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark, then you could guess that it was the picture of Misty Faye on that. True, but Mr. Godot described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes. Oh, looks like barf? Yeah, that's what I thought too, honestly, at first. Because it's possible that he knew what the crest meant, however, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godot, on the day of the murder, you were hiding at the inner temple long before the crime took place. Can I ask you just one little thing, Trite? What is it? This whole theory of yours, it all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed. So he read the note? That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto this crime scene. Of course Mr. Godot know about the plan. Huh? What did you say? I thought Misty Faye read it, though. Is it possible that another person knew of the plan? How do I present it? Where's the note? Oh, okay, it says right here, opened once before. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Faye authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in Faye Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? I kinda assumed it was Misty Faye, though. Yes, the killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was going to take place at the Inner Temple. And you still insist this crafty killer is me? You bet I do. But you just said that the instructions were hidden. That's right. Mr. Godot couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden. If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Yes, when was that? During a visit. But I went to the Faye Manor last game, and that was with Francisco. Pearl can't even read? Yeah, true. That's why she threw gravy. A visit. Morgan Faye told her daughter Pearl about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. So I'm saying that Godot overheard this? That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center? Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Oh, I see. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot. Order. Mr. Godot, you're under fire again. I wonder how that line looked in Japanese in the original language. True. I mean, I guess, the localization's really good in this game. So I would assume that they just did a whole new, idiom play on, because, this game has a lot of play on words. And obviously, with play on words, it's definitely not one-to-one with English in Japan, or Japanese. So, they probably just create a whole new ass story, honestly. This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder. Humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee. Just you, bro. Well, I am drinking coffee right now, but that's something else. Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean? It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in the Inner Temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness? That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This guy is related to Armando, and he either is Armando or Armando's brother. So, Godot's always saying something, bro. He has, these crazy... I get, half of his, analogies, but the other one's just dude, I don't know what he's yapping about. I want to hop in and say hi, good luck, and have fun with this case. It's getting real good. Dude, I've never activated this many brain cells before. Let me think. Let's just assume... What did I say yesterday? I've never seen... No. I forgot what I said yesterday. Okay, assuming this is... No... But Armando's dead. He got poisoned. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed. So it has to be his brother. But if it's his brother, why is he wearing goggles? He's related to Armando in some way. Maybe he wants vengeance against Dahlia because Dahlia killed his brother Armando. And then Armando worked with Mia Faye And so, because they were part of like the same like lawyer office company or whatever, so it could be some sort of loyalty there. But I don't know why you would stab. I mean, I guess you would stab Misty Face / Dahlia to protect Maya. You also probably... Okay. You know what? Why did Misty Faye channel Dahlia? That's the real question, actually. Why the fuck did she channel Dahlia? Because I thought that initially... Oh, fuck. I thought that initially, the person that read this letter was Misty Faye, which is why she was here at this temple, because it makes no... Even Bikini's like, why the fuck are you here? She's like, oh, I just feel like being here. So, of all the times to, like, basically reappear, Misty Faye's like, okay, I'm just gonna reappear here, in front of Maya and Pearl, and also not give Maya any attention. For some odd reason. This stranger is nothing but a... No, this girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress. The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for the lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godot? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs. I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick? Wait, she knows? I guess you were doing your best to cover for Godot. For the same reason, huh? Wait, do I know? Okay, Trite. I'm all ears. Let's hear it. Quick save? I don't think I know. It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you. What is this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together inextricably. I would say Mia Fey. That's my guess. Assuming Godot's Armando / Armando bro, they worked together with Mia, and Maya's just Mia's sister, right? Has to be. There's a very good reason why Maya's Faye's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia's Faye's only sister. Mia Faye. You once worked alongside her. Oh. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second here. Mr. Godot is a defense attorney? With your honor's piercing and intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Godot, his real name is Diego Armando, isn't that right? So is he like a cyborg then? Revived from the dead? A victim of Dahlia? The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Oh, damn. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. Oh yeah, that fuck shit happened. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia's Faye's first time in court. A tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. It's a holy poop moment? She knew that behind it was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise, but in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. That is true. The whole case just basically got cancelled. However, there's one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself. Mia, you can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients. That pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Me and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned. Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee. Some newspapers at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all. No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in deep, deep coma. I see. My body shut down, and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. So is that why he just drinks a lot of coffee? Because he's already got his sleep time in? That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight, and all my hair turned white due to the damage it caused. That's terrible. Apparently, it was a miracle that I ever regained conscious. 5 years had passed since I drank that poisoned brew. And one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of the doctor's cup of coffee. 5 years ago? You were asleep for 5 years? And the worst possible news is waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered. Damn. So he liked her. And the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. Oh, yeah, Dahlia. So, like, basically he had no purpose left. No revenge, no love, what could he do? The woman you loathed. The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee. Dahlia Hawthorne. So he's, like, purposeless, basically. I guess until now. Ah, good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up. That's so sad. For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor. If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live? The first was you, Trite. What? Me? If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey would have never died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her, but you let her die, and it's all your fault. It wasn't like that. I wanted to see for myself what kind of man you really were. So, that's why you became a prosecutor. My other reason for living. She goes by the name of Maya Fey. Huh? You mean me? You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Kurain village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her. That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center. I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it. That makes sense. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out. Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both my accomplices. Wait, both? Misty Fey and Iris? No way. I mean, I guess he's... I mean, if he liked Mia that much, I mean, I guess he's basic Godot Fey, I guess, at this point. Accomplices. Iris of Hazekura Temple and Misty Fey. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall in my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Faye. But, how did she contact my mother? She had been missing for almost 20 years. Officially, yes. What do you mean, officially? You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government. Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. I don't remember. She said that the Master Crane had great authority. Oh yeah, back in the day, and then they fucked up with the DL6 incident. Even without her official position, Misty Faye still wielded great influence. The police had been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor. So my mother was cooperating with you? Don't ever forget, no matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you. Well, it didn't seem like that when we visited. She was always... That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff. Her staff? The one with the sword in it? The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakura Temple. This is the inner temple, dumbass. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Faye, if necessary. Oh, so my theory was almost kinda right. So I thought it was gonna be Mia that killed Misty Faye. Because I was thinking like, okay, Misty Faye, she read the letter, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna do some stuff. I'm gonna channel Dahlia, and then I guess like Maya into Mia, and then Mia's like, okay, I'm sorry, mother, but you're joining me in the afterlife, and then they kill, or I guess she kills Misty. It was Godot that killed Misty to protect. Okay, I see. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Faye, if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price. Mother... That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan. You mean Pearl's, don't you? We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight? Well, if you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. So that's why she didn't give a fuck about Maya. She was worried about Pearl channeling Dahlia. She was more focused on that. Makes sense. We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up. She was worried and followed me to the inner temple. That was the thing we were most afraid of, and that's why Misty Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body. What do you mean? If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. As Master Karain, Misty Faye's power was supreme, so that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne, so that Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to. What? Is this true? My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Faye. That's why I hid myself in the inner temple, just in case you needed to be saved from Dahlia Hawthorne. You know. Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to, Trite. Huh? There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney. But you're going to have to do the rest yourself. Fuck you. The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Faye, and I'm sad to say you, Mr. Godot. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Well, Trite, you're the real deal. and finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own. No, Nick, please don't. Maya, I heard the whole thing from my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Godot. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me too. Maya, I know that. Nick. But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify. Miss Faye, your testimony, please. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips. I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick. Sad to say Godot, but not sad to say Maya? Well, I think it's because, you know, I think he also knows it's gonna be Godot. And I think it's also weird for him to, like, have a suspect be the prosecutor. Like, I guess, like a member of the law, essentially. Well, are prosecutors and defense attorneys, like, members of the law? I don't really know. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? Or the judge is just sexist, which is probably the case. Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though, and she was struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out, and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed, and I lost consciousness. Those red lights. I thought you said you don't remember seeing them. I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden. Disappeared? Things break trite even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Faye? It looks like you still can't prove it. Maya's telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. Well then, Miss Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination. Okay, so Godot was there. Maya blacked out? Yeah. I thought I'd scream for help, but then splattered with blood. So then that's when the sword pierced Misty Face / Dahlia. She wasn't dead though, and she was struck back at the enemy behind her. Wait, what's the wording on that? That doesn't make any sense. She was struck back at the enemy behind her. What? Am I having a stroke, or is this like... She was struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out, and the whole area was dark. So either... No, she didn't pass out yet. So... Godot turned off his helmet? That doesn't make any sense. And then a horrible scream. Probably... Misty Faye. Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness. No, that was Dahlia screaming. No, but Dahlia thought Maya screamed. Right? And now she's saying that someone screamed. So would it be Godot that screamed? No. Unless he screams like a little girl. Okay, just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. Lights shining in the dark. I don't think you could make a mistake about that. Yeah, you're right. I think I saw them, but I can't say for certain. And I can't tell you for sure that they were from Mr. Godot's mask either. Okay, well, if it's not from a mask, what else could it be? It's from a fucking mask. I don't have anything else. I don't get the feeling she's covering for him anymore. It's harder. But just after that, you turned towards the light and called out for help. Where's the light? Oh, the mask. Isn't that because you thought the lights were coming from Mr. Godot's mask? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's what I was thinking at the time. But I can't remember after all. There was a way I couldn't identify the person in front of me. There's no way she could remember the details of the scene perfectly. Alright, then let's go on with testimony. What did you do when you saw the red lights? I thought I'd ask for help, just then I was splattered with blood. That blood, was it Dahlia Hawthorne's blood? I think so, probably, just at that moment. I heard a soft scream that seemed to be close by. It was a woman's voice, probably Misty, right? So that was when the killer stabbed the victim from behind with a murder weapon. Is that right? Without a doubt, Maya was in the middle of a really dangerous situation. Anyway, the victim was stabbed by the murder weapon. What happened after that? She wasn't dead, though. She was struck back... I don't know the word. Struck back. How do you know that? Well, you're right. I didn't see it exactly, but I could tell by the sound of their breathing and movement. And also the smell of blood. You have witnessed more horrors. You have witnessed more horror than any young lady should ever have in one life. So then what did you do at that point? I couldn't move. I just barely make out the shadow moving in the dark, but I had no idea what to do. Did you still see the red light you mentioned earlier? Yes, I think so, but... Yes, that is right, Judge. Suddenly the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. They went out. Yes, suddenly I couldn't see them at all. What could it mean? If the red lights were coming from Godot's mask, and they went out right in the middle of the fight, maybe the mask was damaged? Or maybe it was knocked off. Or maybe the batteries ran out. Right, Trite? Okay, so... Could it be that Godot died? Or maybe the little red pinhead-looking lights just stopped working. Okay, that's the worst option out of all of them. What could have really happened then? Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. You know what I think? It's like one of those things, it's like Darth Vader when he dies to Luke Skywalker. He's like, take off my helmet. I want to see you with my own eyes. That's what it was. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. What do you mean? What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out? Yes, that's right. The scream that you heard then, was it Dahlia Hawthorne? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice. Oh. So he screamed like a little girl. Wait, so why did Dahlia think that was Maya screaming? So then that scream came from the killer. That's got to be it. I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have been taken... Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it. Oh. But that means she pulled it out of her body. Right? And then the killer let out a scream of pain. After that, the killer stole the blade back. Oh. Wait, so Dahlia knew about the blade? After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems to make sense to me. It sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder. Yeah, it was thrown aside, right? Like, something's odd about that. Most hype moment of the game's coming up? No way. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. Yeah, the timelines... I don't know what exactly is wrong, but it seems wrong. That makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost certainly never correct. Remember the testimony she gave before the killer let out a scream? Maya said that she had already been splattered by the victim's blood. Yeah, so... Godot did the first move. He gained first strike. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim. Yeah, and you're supposed to make me believe that... Oh, wait. Is that right? She couldn't have struck back with the sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. So what, we're gonna tell Godot to strip? If you're if you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, Wright. Okay, let me quick save. I haven't saved in a while. That could have been used as a weapon here. If Dahlia Hawthorne had been already stabbed in the back by the staff, what could she have used to strike back at the killer? Easy. Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. Wait. Wasn't Godot the one that presented this dagger? And he said, oh yeah, I found it behind the pine tree. Is it possible that it's been in him the entire time? Up until, like, I guess, the court day? Or the trial? Oh, I forgot about that. This dagger was found at the crime scene stuck into a pine tree. Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this, and she managed to wound him as well.
Objection!
Strip, 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 strip! Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood on the dagger could have been from the victim.
Objection!
No, we already established it's not from the victim. Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. Strip, 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 strip! So you're saying the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer? Exactly. A DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Godot, it would prove that it's your blood. Two-blade? You're saying that the cane sword is a double-sided blade? You're right. It is a... Nice theory, Wright. Order in the court. Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test. Strip, strip, strip! Let me ask you something, Wright. Let's just say it turned out that I was the killer. Okay? You really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? Well, you found it. What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom. Well, yes, what does that prove? Well, if I really were the killer, I would have washed the blade off and planted another person's blood on it. It can't be. In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Tripe. That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Not a chance. Oh. So... Who? In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Alright then, witness. Hold... wait a minute. What's the problem? I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation. Wait, what? Maya. This dagger, you said that it wounded the killer? That's right. But, if Mr. Godot had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes should be bloody or have a rip in them, right? Maya, he just changed his clothes. Maya, maybe he just changed his clothes. That'll solve the contradiction pretty easily. Well, what are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder. Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there. Oh, so you're saying he has a spare change on that side, so we should be able to find his clothes there? Ah, that's right. And once the bridge was fixed, and the police headed for the inner temple, Mr. Godot was already there waiting for them. Yeah. He never had a chance to change his clothes. Unless he brought a pair. Order in the court. What the witness says is... Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes. Yeah, he brought a change of clothes. But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Oh, yeah, you couldn't predict being trapped on that side. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes? Huh. Did the judge just take smart pills during the last recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed them. Wait, why am I defending Godot? Okay, theoretically, if I am trying to clear Godot and clear Maya, then who else, who am I gonna accuse? Morgan Fay? Okay, maybe the killer, it's pretty obvious we have to accuse Godot. I mean, there's no way around it. Maybe the killer took off his clothes before he could... Yeah, maybe he stripped Mr. Godot. That way he wouldn't get any blood on him.
Objection!
That's impossible, Wright. You know how cold it gets up there late at night. Eh? After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. Yeah, and then you'd also have to talk to HR about sexual harassment. Ah. So that's all you've got. I knew you were tough enough to finish this. How about you just strip and we'll look at the wound? How about that? Right now, if Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already. If Mia Fey were here, she would say, believe in the witness. But the thing is, I don't even know what Phoenix is trying to do at this point, honestly. Realistically, you would just need to prove that the defendant isn't guilty, save yourself a headache, or figure out who really did it. Oh, I'll figure out who really did it. Yeah, so I'm here on trial to defend Iris initially, right? But I guess it kind of just changed. So now I'm defending Maya, right? So if I'm defending Maya, then that would basically mean that I have to accuse, who killed, Misty Faye? Well, it was Godot, not Maya. You could say, oh yeah, Maya didn't do it, But, the best way to prove that Maya didn't do it is to say that someone else did the deed. So, I don't know. I'm a bit lost here. But I'll go along with it. I don't know why I'm making so much excuses for Godot. How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Godot of being the killer, but can you prove it? Have you got even a piece of evidence? Wait, what am I saying? That he was on Inner Temple? That he got stabbed. The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. Maybe you like Godot? Yeah, I got rizzed by his coffee. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you want it. Ah, that's good. A fighter till the bitter end, Trite. Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point. Quick save! An all-in? Oh, fuck. Why don't we go for the ultimate penalty? Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Godot? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece that I need. And I'm gonna be king of the pirates. Give me a break. You've got nothing, Trite. So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. I've got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. Alright then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you've got. There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger, which should be on Godot. But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been bloodstains on his clothes. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. Oh. His mask? His eyes? What did she say? Hidden? This is it. My last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothes. I need to show how he hid the wound. Mr. Godot's hide spot? Yeah, it's in his butthole. Take off your pants right now. It's the end. It's the end of the line. The final stop, Trite. Let's hear what you've got. Where's the location where you say the killer hid his wounds? Oh. Wait. Now I don't know anymore. Now I don't know anymore. You seem to really want Godot to take off his clothes. Well, we gotta be sure that he didn't get stabbed, right? That's like the best way to know. Hide his wounds. He took off his mask for a reason. Where's this location where you say the killer hid his wounds? It would be I would say the storage, but I don't know if I could even, like, do that. Did I present... Okay, theoretically, if I wanted to show behind his mask, do I present him? Like, theoretically. Like, I want to say he got stabbed in the eye, or on his face. Which is probably why he took off his mask. In this game, that's the logic of presenting people. Yeah. So, it's still on him, surely. Ah, I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be as... Wait, what? Isn't that right, Trite? What was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on through him? Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. Uh-huh. It's beneath your mask! During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Godot, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved. Oh shit. Dude. Should I be... What? You got shot. You seem to really want Godot's mask. Well, I mean, that's the next best option, right? He fucking died. Just now, I saw her spirit in you. What? I never liked you. 6 years ago, you helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. And you even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought. Mr. Godot. But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive was me. Yourself. I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth, to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid behind a mask, I threw away my true name, and I became part of the Phantom Thieves. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit. But you saved Maya. Yeah, that was my plan, up until just now anyway. What do you mean? Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, and there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away. Earls? Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick? But I didn't do it. Oh, like basically tell Nick, don't go. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother, but I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. Trick? Yeah. You know why? The real reason? No, why? I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all. Huh? I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the facts that I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me. You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya. Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure. What do you mean by that? That night, in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette. Saving Maya? I think he just wants to prove himself to be better than Phoenix, I think. I think that's where it's going towards. And vengeance. Because, like, when he woke up from his coma, he's been purposeless. His girlfriend's dead, his killer's dead, so he's just kind of like, he's just looking for something. And so, he probably just wanted to kill Dahlia and prove to Phoenix that he's not good enough for Mia. I think that's what it is. A part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. It could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade, and it was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could have been simply a desire for revenge. And now, I don't even know anything anymore. I did learn something today, though. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. The stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything. Mr. Godot, I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando. Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me. Oh shit. Thanks. Your wound, it's bleeding. Ah, did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. So, like, what, he just reopened his wound at the... just now? These must be my tears. He's crying blood. Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment. Mr. Armando! You do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lorry can cry is when it's all over. Surely he doesn't, like, die, right? Armando here? Yeah, actually, he actually just saved Maya. Even if, like, you know... her mom died, but, like, you know, like... defended. Yes, Your Honor? Oh yeah, we were defending Iris. Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body and crime scene is a serious offense in itself. I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk, and I was willingly cooperated anyway. Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say? Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. This implied he dies in prison due to his condition, unfortunately. Damn, that sucks. He's a cool guy. I like him. I want to apologize to you. Apologize? To me? For what? For the case 5 years ago, of course. Oh, with Dahlia. Cold Killer X. I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me. It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other. Huh? What do you mean? You and my sister, you only met twice. Huh? Wait, what? We only met twice? The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria in this very courtroom. Wait, hold on. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day she stole your cold... So you're telling me Phoenix has been flirting with Iris this entire time? Huh. Well, now they can, like, get back together, I guess, right? Because, you know, I guess that was real, right? Two sisters? Yeah, they're twin sisters. And Doug Swallow was killed. No way. It just can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were... For those 8 months, the woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister. Huh? It wasn't Dahlia. I hope one day you can forgive me. Feeny. You mean... That's right. I lied to you for 8 months. Damn. Okay, never mind. It wasn't true love. But why? Why would you do such a thing? Ever since she gave you that bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance, she couldn't move about freely. So, that's why you... My sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst. Prepared for the worst. She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice. You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you? She already had so much, she had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance. And that's why you came to me. You came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place. But I couldn't get you to give it back. I feel that something even as simple as that. 8 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that had ever happened. Huh. That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime, and she would confer with you. I think she must have noticed. Noticed what? My feelings for you. So it was true love? If I found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her. Even if it meant her life. Or mine. Damn! Iris! After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed. Damn! I have something to say to you, too. He's gonna deny her, isn't he? Yes? You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty. I still believed in you. Thank you. So now what? Are they gonna get married or what? How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I'll ever have. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright? Nice, I'm drinking it too. Yeah, I think you're right. Are you supposed to go to jail for being an accomplice? Yeah, it's not that bad though. I'd assume it's only like a couple years. So like, you know, when she's back out, and then boom, marriage on the spot. And you can visit too. The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim Elise Deutenem. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case. I understand, Your Honor. Armando saving hero Maya? Yep. Very well, on the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant not guilty. Yep. There we go. Easy peasy. Court is now adjourned. Nice. Damn. That was a crazy trial. That was crazy. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended was justice really served. The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by his own hand. You know what? I think he's okay with it, honestly. Of course justice was served. But Mia, I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant. But I couldn't save Mr. Armando, the man who cared so deeply for you. You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible. You mean, with that verdict? I think one day you'll understand, too. Yeah. That is why courts always say not guilty and never innocent. That is true. That is true. I mean, she's gonna be retrialed, basically. But under a different, like... I don't even know what you call it. Statement? Jurisdiction? I don't know what the word is called. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good out there as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me. But Mia, you've accomplished something I wasn't able to do. I owe you a great deal. Oh yeah, dealing with Dahlia, probably. Thank you. Mia, I'm sure we'll meet again someday, Phoenix. And then she told Pearl and Maya, don't ever channel me ever again. I've handled a lot of cases and seen a lot of things, and along this journey, I found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer. Nick, Maya, I guess it's like my sis said. Mia, what did she say? That night when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end. What? But, come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Can't you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you everything you have done for us, Nick. Hero Phoenix Wright. Maya, how can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? I know, you kinda like, you witnessed like, murder. Kinda sad I missed the stream with the exorcism. Dude, that shit was scary. I was like, holy fuck, what the hell? You were brutally attacked, and you even saw your mother murdered. Youch! Francisca! Still a softie as always, Phoenix Wright. Excellent work, Wright. Huh? Edgeworth? When did you get back? Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Francisca have always been helping me. Helping you? If these two hadn't been there on the first day of the trial, the defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere. Wow, but where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold which forced him to sleep all day. Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head. Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too. Francisca. I don't suppose... Oh my god. There's room for me in this group hug, is there? Oh, Larry! What's with the longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of use to anyone, not even once. That's not true, right, Nick? What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true I've got a place in this world too? Well, you know, yeah, technically everyone can. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were just gone for good. No, those portraits you painted, they were really good, yeah. In fact, that's the only thing that happened from falling from that bridge is crazy. That's the only thing that happened from falling from that bridge. Yeah, it's like he didn't take any fall damage. He didn't like drown or he just a cold. That's like best case scenario, honestly. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me? Why are you making that face, huh, Edgy? Butts? Wow, yeah. If you smell something, it's always the butts. Well, indeed. I certainly can't say that they lack resemblance. What do you mean? What are you, Franzi? Did I draw you well too? Well, my beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon. Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and I guess that's worth something. So, then you'll do it, like you promised? You're going to model for my next picture book, Franzi's... don't get carried away. Okay, why does he... Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl is pretty darn good, too, if you ask me. Oh, no. Huh? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pearls? Where could she have gone? Normally she would have made a beeline for Maya. Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Probably went to Armando. Honestly. Hey, Pearly! Right. You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you are wondering how Maya could be so cheerful despite all that has happened. Yeah. To be honest, I can't understand it either. Francisca. That's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I think I understand how she feels. Maya's a much wiser person than she appears, but I think she realizes something. Now is exactly this time when she needs to be as strong as she can. What do you mean by now is exactly the time? Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she. Pearls? Godot for sure, but it's probably Pearls as well. I believe it's that person that Maya's trying her best not to cry. Someone who's hurt more deeply than Maya. Edgeworth, I'm starting to understand too. Ow! And tell me, Phoenix, right? Who is Maya Fey being strong for? I mean, Pearl, right? Because, she was alone, basically, right? And she went to look for her. Pearl Fey. The poor kid. After all, the reason that she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fey clan. I'm sure she would have believed every word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. If you like, thank you. I appreciate it. But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Fey's mother was killed, and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable. And that's exactly why Maya's putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearls. Until she can see her smile again. Oh hey, this is where you all were. Wow, looks like we've got quite the bunch here to- Ouch! What was that for, sir? Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own. What's up, Detective? Oh, what's up, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, you know, this and that. Anyway, congrats on your win. Like, go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. Oh yeah, that pasta place, right? My salary's just kinda gone down a teeny weeny, but it's alright. I made reservation at the first-class French restaurant. No. No, 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 no. I don't want to go there. Ah! Pretty good work, Scruffy. That whip was your reward. Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant. You don't mean... Yeah, très bien! Where else? He has $5. How's he gonna cover dinner? He's just gonna put in $5, and then someone else will cover dinner. Won? Yep, we won! I knew it. We're doomed. Come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie... He wants to see Maggie? Are you serious? Hey, you, crybaby. You're invited, too. Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the loser's shack eating potatoes. You know, Maya's taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Oh, Maya? What's wrong? Nick, what do I do? Pearly? I can't find her anywhere. She's probably with Diego's, no big deal. I'll bet she just went back home, that's all. I thought so too, so I called the village, but no one has heard from her. No, this has never happened before. It'd be Edgeworthy hate Gumshoe even more for it. Yeah. As I figured, she has been badly hurt by this incident. She's either at the detention center or with Godot. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya. But none of this was her fault. What should I do? Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, what's it, pal? Could you guys go on ahead? But what about you? Maya and I we'll join you guys once we find pearls. Nick. Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. Yeah, but you're the... Very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead. Don't keep us waiting, Wright. We won't. But where should we look? Where could Pearly have gone? Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I could think that pearls might have gone to. The detention center. Mother, you lie! Oh. Wait, the temple? How's Sakura Temple? Like Maya find pearls? Maybe. For pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started. What's this? You're all back again so soon. Sister Bikini, I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here. Pearly's here? She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Okay. Is she, like, punishing herself? Pearly's not here. Maya, the hanging scroll. Oh, she cleaned it. Someone cleaned it off. It's got to be pearls. Mystic Maya! Pearly! Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya... Mystic Maya! I guess she feels responsible. I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again, because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother... That's why you came here? It's the least I could do, to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearly. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course, I'm sad that my mother's gone, but how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true, yeah. You wanna know why? Because there's less Fays alive. The only reason I'm here, at all is thanks to everyone who was there for me. Really sad? Yeah, I mean, the thing is she couldn't have known. That's the thing. Like, this whole thing pretty much set in motion because of Morgan Faye giving her the letter. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. Even if even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't be alive right now. That's why I have to be strong. For the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya! I'm impressed you actually are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Sister Bikini, your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. After dishonoring the good name of Kurain, I don't have the right to face my daughter. Oh, so that's why she just didn't talk to Maya at all. But still, Maya's always in my thoughts. It's true she'll always be with me until the day I die. Your spirit was with her, and that's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? Oh, you know what? We gotta give her the thingy. There's a rule or something all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die. That's the master's talisman. Or talisman. The thing that Misty kept by her heart would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important. Rather, it was the contents. Oh shit. Wait, I didn't know that. But that's... Is it a family photo? It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Is that Mia? Wait, they broke that shit too? Even when the battle is over, and the bonds that connect us are severed, we always return time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, and Mr. Armando. And Maya's mother, too. I learned that from all of them. Well, shall we get going? Everyone is waiting. This is a day to remember, a day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate, what we've overcome today. But I still can't... Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime. Okay. Alright, I'm going to make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training. I promise. I know, I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 of you when you come back. Alright, we're going to have a great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya, I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight. You know, there's one thing I don't get, and probably don't want to, but... What is it, Nick? Reservations for training is fine and all, but why for 3? Come on, what do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train up right alongside us. Nah, I'll pass. I'll be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of you. It'll be great, Nick. We're going to do the special training course naturally. It's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals. Shut up! Just because I crossed the bridge doesn't mean I do it again. We'll have a nice big meal. Yeah. We'll have a nice big meal before we come next time. Right, Nick? You know... I was wondering if I could just say one little thing. Here it comes. He's gonna say it? Sure, of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it. I'm getting goosebumps, too. Well, then... Here goes nothing.
Objection!
Objection! He said, fuck no, I'm not doing that. I'll really have to work extra hard now. Master of Crane and the office manager of Wright Co-in-law offices, and I have to be good at a good big sister to Pearly and Nick, too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that again. He said it! He said the thing! No joke, I thought... It's so true, Mr. Nick really is Mystic Shining Armor. He went through the special course all the way to the end. Actually, I heard there's a legendary extra special ultra course here too? I think I'll surprise the 2 of them by making them a secret reservation. Well, I thought he was gonna, like, confess his love or, like, deny or something. But, I mean, that works too. Or that's what I was expecting. But yeah. A little bit sad? Yeah. Maggie bought me a brand, something. I feel 10 years younger. I'll never take it off. Yes, but somehow you just don't seem the same. I guess a dirty, shabby old overcoat is just more detective-like, sir. Don't worry about it. In the name of love, a man will soil himself Huh? Smartest 8-year-old ever, Pearl Faye. Well, I wouldn't say smartest. I mean, gravely roast the master. Yeah, let me throw some chicken and some gravy at the painting. Mr. Wright, I am once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasures of Korean exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Miss Von Karma, who I hadn't seen in almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip, and said that I must show you what I've learned. Wait, what? Okay, happy now? Yeah. Yeah, you know, there may have been some deaths, there may have been some trauma, but at the end of the day, justice was served. Jesse and I started a company called Mosque Counseling. We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans of all criminals in the city. Our motto is cut it out, please. Pretty cute. Huh. Well, we also sell plans to the criminals as a kind of side business? I wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals. To be fair, an 8-year-old will do 8-year-old things. Yeah, that is true. But relatively speaking, for an 8-year-old, yeah, I would say she is smart, actually. She's also talented. Wow, story. Yeah. I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tigre. So I lent him $500,000 in a tea set. Wait, $500 to Phoenix? I bet he's drinking it now. Did she poison it? Win through compromise. He. Yeah, that case was pretty good though. Bro, that was activating all my brain cells. I'm just old and in a way wrinkly, grumpy. Well, at least that's what I thought. But my grandkids had a... Okay, I don't care. Because what was the last time... So, I know it was this one, the Maste Maske. I was activating my brain cells. And I would say the Emma Sky case as well. I think that's when I was like, oh, I gotta think through everything. Gonna play Apollo Justice? Most likely. But it won't be for like... I'm gonna take like another small break though. So I won't like... I'm gonna play like through like probably a few other games. Maybe like 2 or 3. And then I'll come back. I would say like... I mean, I don't want to commit to anything. But like I would assume like maybe like in a month or so. Because I have the game. Let me see. What's it called? Yeah, I have it right here. Oh, wait, wrong one. What's it called? Fuck. Oh, right here. Yeah, I have it right here. So I have it. But you know, a lot of like I want to like kind of like I don't want to like I don't want to burn myself out. That's why I've been taking like at least like a couple weeks break in between games. So yeah, but I mean, I've been enjoying it. It was fun. So, I mean, like, why would I not play the next game, you know what I mean? Some investigation, the second game in there. Second best in the series, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, it has Edgeworth in it, right? So, I mean, and I like Edgeworth, so... I don't even know what... It's slightly different from... like how it normally is, right? Like, are you actually prosecuting or are you just collecting stuff? I can't really tell. Either way, I like Edgeworth. He's a cool guy. So, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, yep. Great game. Great game. I'm surprised that there hasn't... Is there like other games that are like this that's not Ace Attorney? Like, you know what I mean? Edgeworth's the main character in both games. Oh, okay. And the gameplay is different, no spoilers though. Okay. But yeah. I'm probably gonna work on, at least in the next week, I think I'll have a tier list, or I'm gonna make a video tier listing all the cases from this trilogy. And that should come out, like, hopefully, like, sometime next week. No, fuck no, not Danganronpa, fuck no. I hate that game. That game was terrible. I think it was far more dark and not well written, but it still has charm and fun. Aw, dude. Okay, to be fair, when I played it, it was gun to my head, I had to play it, right? So under that context, like, especially when you're forced to play something, it's usually not fun. But either way, I didn't like Danganronpa. I hated every single character in that game. I don't have a favorite character. The least hated, like, I was okay, the only character I was okay with was, what's his name? Togami. That was the only, because he was a dickhead to everyone. And because I hated everyone, I was like, yes, I love this guy being a dickhead to everyone because I hate all these characters. Who's forcing you to play all of the games? My ex-girlfriend. My ex forced me to play it. And then, like, yeah, you know how it is. But let me see. Episode, part 5? This is part 4, isn't it? I just did? As in, like my VOD. Yeah, that's everything here. What was I doing? Danganronpa. The first game was this one. I don't think I even finished this game. I think, yeah, I got 16 hours in. I don't think I finished it. I finished chapter 2. I remember because I was complaining, and she got so annoyed with me, and then she kept talking about, like, because, like, I don't know why, but she spoiled things while I was playing, and I didn't want to say that I was getting annoyed by it, but I was very annoyed that she was, like, spoiling things while I was playing it. And then she's like, okay, you know what? Just skip the first game and go play the second game. So then I played the entirety of the second game. I didn't like it. And I spent, like, what, 35 hours? So yeah, I didn't. The only thing I liked about Danganronpa was the... Fuck, I keep forgetting the name. The class trials? I think that's what it was called. But, like, I hated the characters, I hated the investigation scenes, I hated the overarching story, I hated every single part of the game except for the class trials. I thought the class trials was fun to do, but that was only, like, 15% of the entire game. For what? Forcing you to play it and getting annoyed with you sounds terrible? Yeah, it was bad. Because I think she liked Danganronpa. And then I was like, sure, I'll try it out, no big deal. And then, like, I think it was, like, after, like, the first trial, I was just like, yeah, or I didn't say it, but it was pretty clear that I wasn't having fun with it. I wasn't enjoying it. Because I think the problem was, I don't care about, what do you call it, like, free times. I think she really wanted to push to, like, the free time stuff, like, oh, who's your favorite character? Oh yeah, that's what it was. She kept pushing, like, who's your favorite character? Which character do you like? And I was just like, I hate all these characters. All these are dickheads. Because, like, honestly, I think the problem is, all the characters were so tropey. They were just two-dimensional, I think. They were like Master Chef, and they only chef things. So it's kind of like, well, like, they're not really interesting characters. It's just like, eh. Like, I like a bit more fleshed out characters, I would say. Like Godot. Godot's a Chad. But everyone's like, eh. The investigations, they also dragged on for a while. And it was pretty, like... It was pretty obvious, too. On some cases, like, who did it. It's like, well, obviously. Like, especially, like, the Leon thing. When you see the blood on the wall, it's like, well, no shit, it's Leon upside down. But yeah. This game kind of sucks, so being forced to play it actually feels like hell. Yeah, but I mean, at least, but yeah. It was gun to my head, had to play it. I mean, I only did half of it. I played the second one. I gun to my head, I had to finish the entire thing, but I didn't enjoy it. Especially, like, at least in this case, the few characters that I did like, they just kind of died early. I was like, well, what the fuck? So, yeah, I skipped all the free time. And yeah, I didn't like any of the characters. Which character did I like in this game? Well, at first I liked Fat Togami, but it turns out it wasn't Togami. And then after that, I think I liked this girl, because she used a sword and she had red eyes. I think that was pretty much it. Everyone else I didn't like. But yeah, no Danganronpa. That's my Danganronpa trauma. Never again. But yeah, but I'm gonna play through Apollo Justice probably in like a month or a bit less, because there's a few games I want to play through at least. At least get some progress. I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna play next. It's gonna be like a totally different genre though. It's not gonna be a visual novel. It's either gonna be like Lies of P, because I know they announced like the sequel to it, or what was the other one I was thinking of? Or Nier Automata. Where is it? Yeah. Those are the two that I'm thinking about playing next. I don't know which one. But I mean, those are totally different genres, so I mean, like, I understand. If you're only here for Ace Attorney, I understand. So, but I do have plans to play it eventually. Probably like in a month or so. Return Die, which I'm out, is like Danganronpa with better writing, pacing, and characters. Oh wait, I'm stupid. Is it on Steam? Or is it on like on like Switch? Your turn. Oh, why did it not do it? It's in early access? Oh, I see. We're planning 6 to 12 months early access. Well, in that case... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Well, actually, well, let me look at that real quick. Affirm, deny... Oh, never mind. It's just two things. Let me see. Oh my god. I don't know any more visual novels like Ace Attorney. Yeah. I don't know either. I'm surprised there hasn't been that many. Their art style's kind of cool. Someone must die. Russian roulette? What the hell? Well, that's kind of dark. Dance to the death. Your choice do matter since they could decide which characters live or dies. Ooh, that's interesting actually. There's a bit more nuance. Like it's not a fully guided story. Because I always thought about that. Like, I was thinking like, what if they do like a Ace Attorney DLC of of Diddy, Jeffrey Epstein, and David. You're playing as Phoenix Wright, you're defending Diddy, but the entire thing is a roguelike. No save scumming allowed. And so you try to find a way to have Diddy get the not guilty sentence, basically, right? But the thing is, like, there's so many lose conditions, essentially, that every time you lose, which is basically the canon ending, or the good ending, I guess, is every time you lose. But the one way to get to, I guess, quote unquote, win, to give Diddy the non-guilty verdict is the bad secret ending, essentially. But the whole thing's basically like kind of roguelike, I guess, in a sense, like if you don't do it, then you have to restart. But not even Phoenix would defend Epstein or Diddy, but you gotta believe in your client though, you know? But they gotta stress like it's the, if you win, then that's the bad ending. So like you're going for the bad ending. Every time you lose, that's the good ending. But you're going for the bad ending. They should do that, honestly. That'd be cool. But yeah. But I mean, like, when did Ace Attorney come out? Like 2000, like early 2000s, right? And there's no other game like it. I don't understand. Like close to 100, almost. More like this: Persona, Dispatch, Danganronpa, Persona, Danganronpa, Lego Star Wars, Bully, Danganronpa, whatever that is. Yeah, it's nothing. Second game 2002, third game 2004. Damn. It's been that long. And it still holds up today. heard this game was good. Came out 5 years ago?
Completely contradicts the facts.
Objection!
Wait, is it voice acted?
The Nipponese are a truly
way.
fascinating breed.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
Ooh, wait, it's
The
voice acted.
prosecution refuses to accept this decision.
Grace
Now,
Attorney is amazing.
let
The
us
second
engage
game
in
is
the art of
just
deduction.
a series.
Mr. Naruhodo. So everyone, let us begin. Pollock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Hold it! Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistant to the defense. It really is a dream come true.
I have faith in you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, as a lawyer and as a friend. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade
I'm not a
shows
fan
me
of, like,
where
the-
I need to go.
The
And
theme or
cuts
like the
down
time period
anything
or
that's
whatever,
in my
but
way.
everything else looks really good.
The tea's brewed, and I have some freshly baked biscuits as well. Iris Wilson is proud to present.
Notice that in the trilogy,
her
you just
Logic
finished the
and
cohesion
Reasoning
between games wasn't a lot.
Spectacular.
I begin to think, Wilson,
In terms of this
that
overarching
there is
story,
more
probably.
to this case
Yeah.
than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover.
Ready your pointer finger. Wow. Chronicles. Okay. But I guess if I were to play it in order, this would be after Apollo, right? This collection, they aren't afraid to take risks narratively. Nice. That's good. Yeah, but I mean, I guess it makes sense for at least the original Ace Attorney. Like, the first game is like a self-contained thing, and then Leaf's like, well, baby, we could do more if we want, but I mean, but if not, then the story ends here. And then they're like, okay, we got greenlit for the second one, and then that's when they were able to, like, flesh out a better overarching story. They depict racism in this game very bluntly, directly. Ooh, I love me some racism. Nice. A different video.
The Nipponese are a
This is like the same thing. Oh, it shows all the stuff.
Take that!
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the time period, but everything else looks really good. Quality, voice acting, character designs.
The
Oh, I
Nipponese
guess that
are a
wasn't voice acted, but I guess just certain things that are voice acted. Man, I got a lot to play. I'm only a third of the way. Wait, I'm only a fourth of the way through. Dude, and the fact that I almost spent 100 hours, holy shit. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I guess I'll get started on my tier list, and then at some point. I mean, I'll have it in one of my titles whenever I'll be ready to play Apollo Justice, but it won't be for like maybe like a month or so, because I'll be playing probably Nier Automata or Lies of P until then. But yeah, tier list. Yep, I'm gonna tier list all the cases, because honestly, since I played it all in one go, essentially, all the cases have kind of blurred together. So I don't even know what's from the first game, second game, or third game. So I have to like either go back on my VODs or like read up summaries or whatever. So then I remember what they were. But yeah. Because I know I have to decide. I have to really think about it. Because I know my top three. It's like Masked Mosuke case. I really liked that one. The Emma Sky case. Steel Samurai. And the other Will Powers one. The one at the Shelly B Killer. I like those four. But I have to decide like the ordering of those four. But yeah. Make sure you especially search up Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Trilogy so you don't spoil yourself. Yeah. Oh yeah, especially if I'm yeah. They gotta do a better job like naming this. But yeah, I'll work on the tier list. Yep. That's it for me for today. That was a really good game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. What time is it? I have to go get ready for work. So, yeah. Fine, good day. You too. Hope you enjoy your time here. I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.